G'day and welcome to another Legal Studies Teacher Reads the News. Probably should have cleared my throat before beginning the video, but what do? We're looking today at an article from Henrietta Cook in the Sydney Morning Herald looking at a startup that is dealing with an aspect of consumer law and how this is an issue that we can talk about. So Andrew removes dodgy online reviews, business is booming. So note this is obviously a nice little advert for Removify, but as most of you aren't probably looking for a team of lawyers to help you with dodgy reviews, it's probably okay. This is on National Victoria Consumer Rights is where it's returned on March 11th, 2022, 12:53 p.m. Doing it in your lunch hour, Henrietta. All right, what have we got here? It says, in a bright and airy South Yarra co-working space, a team of lawyers is working around the clock to help companies delete fake, unfair and defamatory, lots of F's there, online reviews. Business is booming for Removify, an Australian startup that specialises in removing unwanted online content that can trash a company's reputation and inflict financial pain. And here we have a picture of Andrew Whitford, co-founder of the online reputation firm Removify. I like that he's got the nice white kind of shirt underneath his jacket. He's looking to the camera from the side. A little CSI looking here rather than a lawyer who runs a company where people write letters to people. Anyway, since it launched 3 years ago, business has grown from 1 to 25 employees, and that figure is to rise to 45 by the end of the year. We can't remove everything, and we don't claim to, Removify co-founder Andrew Whitford said. It's about making sure the reviews are as fair as possible. Okay, so if we're looking here at the syllabus, I'm thinking about consumer law, which is one of the options that you have to study. Sorry, there are 8 options. You must study 2 of them, and this is one of the ones you can choose. And what's the point of it? We're using contemporary examples to investigate the legal rights of consumers and the effectiveness of the law in achieving justice for consumers. So that's what we're thinking about here. Let's read the rest of the article and think about how it applies to the syllabus. The company receives hundreds of daily inquiries from businesses about unwanted online reviews left by consumers, ex-employees, and competitors. For example, here's an example. An ex-employee posting a review, not a customer, experience at location. This is Damien Birdie. Dodgy operator. Owes me 2,300 in super and tax department, over 100 grand, and left numerous suppliers unpaid. Not to be trusted. Edit. BS, Alina. I worked for you. 1 star. Wouldn't recommend. So there's an example of one that you simply cannot post because it's not a customer experience. You're an ex-employee. So what have we got? While reviews can't be removed simply because they're negative, they can be taken down if they're objectively unfair, such as a scathing post from someone who's never visited a venue, or if they are racist, bullying, or part of a coordinated attack on a small business. Removify's lawyers will write to the publishers of the reviews, often Google, and highlight how a problematic review may breach its own policy. For instance, Google states that its reviews must be a customer experience at the location, so reviews by disgruntled former employees cannot be struck off. The legal team also examines whether posts could breach Australia's defamation laws. Okay, so we're seeing a couple of things here where this issue of writing reviews and then publishing them has, for example, we can talk about the effectiveness of legal and non-legal responses for achieving justice for customers. And here, obviously, we're talking about the concept of achieving justice is customers receiving a fair view of a business that's not tainted or biased by other things. Here's an example of a racist one. Online reviews have captured the attention of the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission. Okay, so this is a legal response, which has vowed to focus this year on targeting businesses that manipulate online reviews to convey false or misleading impressions about their goods or services or those of their competitors. Okay, so this is a separate issue here. So we've got kind of vexatious reviews and dodgy reviews that breach the policies of the non-legal entities that are publishing them, i.e. Google. But here we've got the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission. Okay, so it's a legal response to a different issue, and that is the issue of companies manipulating their reviews, i.e. not publishing them all or taking words out of them, etc. And that comes down to here, the regulation of marketing and advertising, statutory protection, non-statutory controls. So if you think about it, they are advertising if they're publishing on their website the reviews and claiming that they're the only reviews they've received. So that would fall under that as well. And obviously, like if we're playing this game, awareness and self-help. The importance of awareness and self-help, and this concept that if customers are going to seek out reviews, the government needs to work to ensure that those are not misleading them when they seek them out. A business may post fake positive reviews about their goods or services or offer incentives to customers or consumers to post positive reviews or remove negative reviews. Businesses may also post fake negative reviews about their competitors. Okay, so there's this the ways in which businesses manipulate them. So, post a positive review and we'll send you a link for a voucher for 2 for 1 type thing. This is an objectively unfair review. 1 star, never been there. Thanks, Chippy, too. Good stuff. The spokeswoman said the watchdog was concerned that platforms were not doing enough to prevent, detect, and remove fake reviews. So this would be continually thinking about the effectiveness of non-legal responses in achieving justice, also the issues of compliance and non-compliance, if that is part of the platform's they need to comply with that. The ACCC's previously pursued legal action against businesses over misleading online reviews, with the accommodation provider Meriton ordered to pay $3 million in penalties. So there's a specific example you can use in your essay of a court case. Yep, nice. Legal action is also playing out overseas, with the US Federal Trade Commission recently reaching a $4.2 million settlement with online fast fashion retailer Fashion Nova over claims it published 4- and 5-star reviews only. Research released last year by the World Economic Forum found that 4% of all online reviews were fake. It calculated fake online reviews influenced $900 million of e-commerce spending in Australia. There's a lovely little stat that you can use with some research there as well. Mr. Whitford said, while many consumers were wary of reviews left on e-commerce platforms, they perceived reviews on Google and employment review website Glassdoor as more independent. As companies have grappled with worker shortages during the pandemic, they have been particularly keen to remove unfair, unfavourable reviews from websites such as Glassdoor. It's a tough recruitment market, Mr. Whitford said. An aggressive review from an ex-employee can be super damaging. Good candidates want to work for good companies, so they really research them. Paul Harrison, what's my mouse doing? Chair of Consumer Behaviour at Deakin University, said consumers look to online reviews to confirm their unconscious beliefs and desires about goods and services. From a psychological perspective, we filter out the reviews that challenge what we're hoping we would get, Dr. Harrison said. He said there was a murkiness to many online reviews and consumers should not assume they were a source of truth. So there's this concept of awareness and self-help and the importance of making sure you're actually thinking about it. If you do it, it'd be a concept of caveat emptor, buyer beware. He said regulators were grappling to keep tabs on the issue because online reviews did not neatly fit into legacy ideas about advertising. It's tricky because it's not an ad, it's a review, he said. Regulators are dealing with old legislation that's not built around the end user. How do we help consumers make the best choices to suit their needs? That's really nice, isn't it? So we've got Dr. Harrison here talking from Deakin University, Chair of Consumer Behaviour. And what he's done there is he's added some law reform, the role of law reform in recognising the rights of consumers. So as you can see, this concept, it doesn't fit into legacy ideas about advertising. It's not an ad, it's a review. So regulators are dealing with old legislation not built around the end user. So this is really a lovely little article that's got a whole bunch in there, hasn't it? So the role of the law in encouraging cooperation and resolving conflict, so Removify, using the law and non-legal responses by saying, hey, this breaches your own policies here, or, this is racist, etc., etc., etc. And consumer law as well, because if they've got people that haven't been there, they're not allowed to leave the review up. Compliance and non-compliance with companies that are manipulating And the ACCC is coming after. The role of law reform right at the end there, recognising the rights of consumers to know whether this is a type of advertising, even though it's a review, and for it to actually be taken apart into that. And then the effectiveness and legal and non-legal responses, which are all there. When it comes to actual syllabus dot points, well, the developing need for consumer protection, the objectives of consumer laws certainly fits into that. We've got, as we said, regulation of marketing and advertising. We've got ACCC looking at it. You've got role of non-government organisations, i.e. Removify and Google. The role of the media, because the Sydney Morning Herald is talking about it. And then it would certainly fall under, I would think, marketing innovations, i.e. publishing reviews, and technology. Okay, identifying and investigating contemporary issues involving protection of consumers and evaluating the effectiveness, most certainly. Okay, so as you can see, it fits into a whole bunch of syllabus points, and there's also things you can look at as well. For example, Meriton and these fake online reviews from the World Economic Forum. Hope that helps.